Hi guys, welcome back. Today I have for you a first impressions review wear test on a brand new foundation, which I'm so excited about. And I know I say I'm excited about literally like all of my videos, but like today I really am because these products are my favorite thing ever when it comes to makeup. So I have here the new JUVIA'S Place I Am Magic Velvety Matte Foundation and concealer. So we're going to be testing this out today. I have very high hopes because I honestly love JUVIA'S Place. I have used her eyeshadows and blushes in the past and I have been very pleased. So when I saw this, I was like, I'm on it. I had to get it. And I mean, can we talk about this ginormo concealer that literally looks like a foundation? It's crazy. I love ginormo packaging. I'm sorry that this video is very long overdue. I should have filmed this last week, but I had a little bit of a mishap and long story short, I got the wrong concealer shades. Let me just show you. So I originally got shades 22 and 20, which by the way, if you didn't know, JUVIA'S Place, their shades start out with the darkest shade first and then they go all the way up to the lightest. So the lower you go with the number, the darker the shade's gonna be. The higher you go, the lighter it's gonna be. So I don't really know what I was thinking, to be honest. Actually, the thing is, I wasn't thinking. So that's why I ended up getting this, and I ended up getting this. So obviously these are way too light. I didn't even use them because I knew when I opened this package up that I wasn't gonna be able to make this work. So what I'm gonna do is just give these away. If you are very, very fair and you think these shades would match you, let me know down below in the comments and I will ship these out to you this week. I'll just pick a random person. It's kind of like a super mini giveaway. So leave me an Instagram or an email and I'll contact you and I'll get those out to you this week. So just a little PSA, if you are ordering on JUVIA'S Place, make sure that you really are on point with your shades because they don't do any returns or exchanges. So that's why I had to place another order and get my correct shades this time, which hopefully we have some winners here. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video. As always, don't forget to grab a snack and without further ado, let's go ahead and get on with the foundation and the concealer. Okay, so I have no face makeup on, Avi, just brows and lashes. So I'm gonna just jump into priming my skin. So I'm first gonna be priming with my NYX Bear With Me primer water. I have really been enjoying this lately and I have a ton of favorite drugstore primer waters. Honestly, there's a lot of really good ones out there right now. That's just the one that I'm currently loving. And then I am gonna go in with my Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I'm using primers that I know that I love and that work with a lot of different foundations because obviously I wanna give this foundation a fair shot. So I'm gonna take one pump of this and apply this all over. This primer makes your makeup last all day. So I think it's gonna work really well with this foundation. I love it. And I really have been loving this combo as well. This is the Catrice Prime and Fine Goodbye Pores Primer. You can get this at Ulta and it's one of my favorite pore filling primers because it really does a good job at filling in your pores. The Milk one is really just to make my makeup last. It doesn't like fill in my pores or do anything like that, but this Catrice one does, which is why I love it. Now that the skin is prepped, I'm gonna go in with my foundation, of course. So I'm gonna read some of the claims on the back. So this foundation has a natural soft matte finish to give a flawless coverage, great formula to even out the complexion, refine skin texture, erase blemishes, we shall see about that, maintaining the initial finish throughout the day, suitable for all skin types, including sensitive and oily skin. So I have combo skin, so let's just talk about the packaging. It kind of just is like a squeezy tube packaging. I really like the coral color. I think this is really beautiful. And this is supposed to be very, very full coverage. So I got two shades. I got the shade Malta 640, and then I also got the shade Ibiza 530. So I don't know how these are gonna go. The only thing I don't love about it is that you can't see the actual foundation in the tube. So I'm gonna have to just put this on the back of my hand and see what shade is gonna work. And I'm gonna use my e.l.f. Total Face Sponge to blend this in because I really like that sponge and I prefer sponges over brushes for my foundation. The shade range is very on point with JUVIA'S Place. I feel like a lot of brands should definitely take notes because they killed it. So obviously this comes out like a lotion. Ooh, this shade might be a little too light. You can see that is Malta. And then I'm gonna just take a little bit of the other shade, which is called Ibiza. I think Ibiza might be my color, to be honest. It's a little bit more yellowy, whereas the other one is very, very fair. Oh, yeah, even this is like super light. Okay, definitely full coverage. Let's see how it covers up the zip. Holy cow, actually the shade might be a good match for me. It is pretty yellowy. So what I'm gonna do, let me just mix these a little bit. Let's see how that looks on this side because it's a little yellow. Hopefully I can make this work. I think I can. Holy cow. This is very, very matte. Very good coverage though. I feel like it's one of those foundations where you have to work fast with it. Wow, it blends really nicely though. I have so much foundation left over on my sponge that I'm just kind of pouncing that over top to make everything nice and even. Holy cow, this is a very full coverage. I actually didn't end up using all of the foundation that I used on the back of my hand. It was way too much. A little bit of this definitely goes a long way. I feel like you don't even need to really layer it. I did layer it a little bit just because I have like some zits and I wanted to really cover those up, but like you really don't need to do that. I also had a lot of foundation that I had on my sponge, so I was kind of trying to spread it out everywhere. Less is more with this for sure, but you can see it is very matte and it is very, very full coverage. I think that looks really good. I think mixing the two shades is also a good match for me. At first I was a little nervous about them, but once you blend them in, I think that they work really well. Obviously it doesn't look perfect, but once I do the rest of my makeup, I think everything usually just comes together really nicely. Now for concealer, I'm gonna go in with the shade number 18. Look at this huge packaging. I love it. Let me see what the wand looks like. Wow. It's pretty much like Tarte Shape Tape wand, so I like that. So I'm gonna go in, okay, this color is a little bit basically like my skin tone, so I'm gonna take some of this and I'm gonna put that right under my eyes. I'm gonna use the same sponge. So it pretty much is like, the same color of the foundation, which I'm not mad about. I usually don't go for anything that's too light anyway, just because I'm not into that look. I don't want to say it's like Tarte Shape Tape. I feel like the coverage is definitely there like Shape Tape, but it's not as drying as the Tarte foundation. I feel like this concealer is definitely a lot more creamy and less matte also than this foundation. So Juvia's Place actually just launched a new translucent powder, which I realized after I already placed my order, like a couple days afterwards, so I couldn't delay this video any longer. So I will test that powder out in an upcoming video, but for today I'm just gonna use what I know and what I love, and this is the Collab Ultrafine Loose Setting Powder from Sally's Beauty. You guys already know, if you watch me, this is my holy grail. And if you are new, this is my favorite powder, clearly. This is how much I have left. Luckily, I have like 2 backups because I can't live without this powder. It's so good. I like to set underneath my eyes with the same sponge. I feel like it gives me the softest effect, so I'm gonna set everywhere. I'm really, really loving that coverage. I like how it feels. It doesn't feel really heavy, even though I feel like I did use way too much. I know that I did. By the way, those are not hickeys on my neck. I was scratching really, really bad the past couple days. I don't know what it is. I honestly don't remember trying out a full coverage foundation that looks this full coverage, this good in a while. I think the last one that I tried that is still my favorite is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define full coverage foundation, but I think even this might be a little bit more coverage. I really do. Like, wow. So I'm really loving everything so far. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of my makeup, and I'll be right back so we can keep chatting about these products, and I'll let you know what I think. Okay, so I'm back, finished up the rest of my makeup. I will leave the details down below, as always, if you guys are interested. I do want to mention that I did use a setting spray because I feel like that is a must for me, especially now in the heat. So I did use my Milani Make It Last Matte Finish Setting Spray. This is like one of my favorite drugstore setting sprays. It's so, so good. So this is what the makeup looks like. I am very, very happy with it. I think everything looks really good. All of my products went on super smoothly. I don't have any issues. I don't feel the foundation on my face, even though I did use more than what you need, and even though it is so full coverage, it feels very comfortable and still really lightweight. I can't tell you guys that this looks the most natural on the skin. You can definitely obviously tell that I'm wearing makeup, but it's not excessively cakey, and I just like how comfortable it does feel. So the coverage is definitely heavy duty. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give this literally a 10. This is super full coverage. You do not need to layer it like I did. I just used so much that I felt like I didn't want to waste the product on my sponge, but you do not need to do that. The concealer is also very full coverage, but I don't know why, call me crazy, I feel like the foundation is more full coverage than the concealer concealer. I do like the concealer, but maybe it's because the foundation is so matte that it makes it look more full coverage, but I do think that the concealer is more radiant, it's creamier, but the coverage is still really nice with that as well. And I don't notice any excessive creasing under my eyes, which I do like. Obviously, I have those natural little fine lines under there, but the concealer, I feel like personally, it didn't accentuate that area and make it look really dry and crepey. So I like that. I really like everything, to be honest. I'm very happy with it. I think the shades are also really good for me as well, especially now that I have the rest of my makeup done. I think everything looks really good. Right now it is around 11 o'clock a.m. so I'm gonna just go about my day and actually have quite a few things to do today, and it's gonna be a hot one, so it's a great day for this first impression. So I'm gonna come back in a few hours and let you guys know how everything is wearing. So I'll see you guys very soon. Hey guys, I'm back. So it has been several hours since I last checked in with you, and this is what the face is looking like. So the up close shots that I'm showing you are actually in my bathroom in natural lighting. I wanted you guys to really see my skin for what it is because I am super impressed with it, and I feel like natural lighting and bathroom lighting is like the best lighting ever. I am so surprised that this foundation is still in place because it was so hot. I was literally running around all day and it didn't budge. Obviously my forehead is a little shiny, but that's nothing that a blotting sheet can fix, but everything else looks really good. I feel like this is one of those foundations where it looks better the longer that you wear it versus when you first apply it. I mean, I did really like it when I first applied it. I didn't have any issues with it. Like I said, it still felt really lightweight even though I did use a lot and even though it was super full coverage and matte. But now I feel like it just has sunken into the skin so beautifully. It looks so fresh and my skin still feels like it's breathing and it doesn't feel very heavy and thick and like I'm wearing a ton of makeup, which I do really like. So my first impression so far after wearing this makeup today, I definitely do like the foundation more than the concealer. The concealer isn't bad. I do like it. I can see myself using this in the future, maybe for like those really quick and easy makeup days. But the foundation for me, I don't know, there's just something about it that I love more than the concealer. And one thing also with the concealer that I am noticing is that my under eyes look a little crepey. Like it definitely has sunken into my fine lines a little bit more versus earlier, where I didn't feel like earlier they looked as prominent as they do now. So that's like the only thing. It's not a big deal. It's still a really great formula. It's super creamy. It has great coverage, but that's like the only thing. I just feel like there's other concealers for me that don't really do this and that just give me, I feel like a little bit more full coverage. I don't know why. I feel like the foundation is definitely more full coverage than the concealer. Just kind of like my first impression, but I do like the concealer, but if I had to choose one, I would definitely go with the foundation. So I think this might be a new favorite for me for summer because it is just beautiful. I love everything about it, really. I like the finish. I like how it looks after hours of wearing it. I love the coverage. I'm all about full coverage and the shade range is bomb. The packaging I feel like isn't like super ideal for me for a foundation. I definitely prefer a pump, but that's kind of just me being picky. It's not a big deal. It's still great. Just make sure that you only use a little bit because I do feel like with this, a little bit goes a long way. I'm actually gonna go ahead and just touch up right now to see how this is gonna look, which honestly, with these blotting sheets, any foundation will look good after you touch up with it. So these are the Palladio Rice Paper blotting sheets. These are my favorite. You can get them at Sally's Beauty. So I'm gonna just take this and really just blot my forehead. I feel like that's like the main oil spot on my face, like always. Yeah, see, it literally just takes off all the oil. It doesn't take off your makeup though. And it kind of just looks fresh again. So I'm gonna do a little bit around my T-zone. I'm gonna go in with my Fenty Universal Blotting Powder. This is my favorite. I always use this just whenever I feel like I need to touch up. Like today, I'm just gonna go right over where I just blotted and kind of just add that powder in. And you can see that already looks so much better. I love it. So my skin isn't doing the best right now and I still have this annoying bump on my nose, but I still think everything looks really good. So that officially completes this first impressions video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. All in all, my final thoughts, I definitely think the foundation takes the win for me in this video. The concealer, it wasn't bad. It wasn't amazing to me, but it wasn't bad. I just definitely prefer the foundation. I think if you're gonna order online and go through all the shipping and all that stuff, I would definitely just go with the foundation, but that's just me personally. I have other favorites. I'll keep using it still. Like, it's not that I hate it, but it's definitely not like an absolute go-to for me like the foundation is. You know, you get me. I'm really curious to see if any of my dry skin people out there have tried this foundation because I don't know how it would really wear. Like I said, I have combo skin. So if you do have dry skin, let me know what you think because it's not like overly drying and overly matte, but it definitely is a matte finish. So you've been warned. That is it for this video. I hope it was helpful. Thank you guys so much for everything. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave and I will see you in a few days in my next video. Bye.